Hello again, everyone. Hope you are well on this Tuesday afternoon. There is a lot going on. We have elections going on today. We have more news on SNAP benefits or changes in that. We also have a shutdown, a federal shutdown of the government that continues. It marches on. I think we're into day 35, 36, can't keep up anymore. But we have that going on as well. I wouldn't let your guard down either, because I'll go into more and more detail, but at least so far, I haven't, correct me if I'm wrong, or let me know in the comments, but I have not been hearing about any looting or big shenanigans on a big scale going on as far as in the grocery stores due to the SNAP funds running dry. So, but I believe that could change. It very well could change, and I believe it will. I'll go into that. First, I saw a video. It wasn't real short, from an car salesman. Just popped up in my feed, but I think it's just an indication of the economy. Just one of the indications of the economy right now. And he said that he's been selling cars for a long time, and he said that especially just recently, he said, I'm seeing more and more customers that are what they call upside down. In other words, they're trying to trade in a vehicle that they owe more on than it's worth. So now, once upon a time long ago, when I was a young man and, and dumb, I had a similar situation where I was upside down and I bought another vehicle. Now, it only took one time. I learned my lesson, and that's never happened again. So you learn by experience sometimes, right? It's the best teacher. But anyway, he said that he is seeing a lot more people that are upside down in their vehicles. In other words, and I think there's several reasons for this, but I think he said he's seen a big uptick in it lately. He said that he's seeing people that are $10,000 to $15,000, y'all. That's a lot. $10,000 to $15,000 upside down. In other words, they owe that much. They owe more by that amount. They owe more than it's worth, right? So their only choice is to keep those vehicles and pay down on them more before they can ditch them and get something else. But he said he's just seeing a lot of it. And he said he's also seeing two other things he mentioned that struck me. He said he's seeing this is not from your subprime lending base. He said these are people, he's seeing more and more people in this situation with good credit like this, which is interesting. Also, he's seeing more 72 and 84 month terms. Y'all, wow. I can't imagine 84 months by a paying on a car. It's like, it's getting to where it's house payments almost, right? And I think a lot of these vehicles, they drop, and that's something to research. If you buy something new or even used, research the resale value, typically the value of it, how fast it drops. So I think that's part of it too. And people get in over their head, and the buy now, pay later mentality is part of it, but I think the economy plays into it for sure. The airports, FAA had put a ground stop on Reagan National Airport earlier. I believe it's open back up now, but there was a security issue. There was a bomb threat on a United Airlines plane. Now, this plane landed there, had taken off from Houston, Texas, and it looks like that was just a threat. But it stopped everything. It stopped all incoming flights for quite a while. That was in D.C. We've also talk about this a day of bomb threats. Bomb threats in multiple polling locations, voting locations in New Jersey. I heard 6, I've heard 7 different polling stations had bomb threats called in. Now that's something. And right along the same day right about the same time that this bomb threat was called in at the airport. What is going on in this country, y'all? What has happened? Or what is happening? It's not what's happened. It's what has happened and what is happening. By the way, yeah, elections, the big one in the news is New York City as far as their mayor. Whether that Mamdani character, Mamdani, whatever his name is going to get elected. Y'all, I think if he gets elected, I think that's just, to say the least, that's extremely bad news. And you're going to say, well, dog, it's just New York City. Well, yeah, but has it happened before there? No. Now, this guy Cuomo, you know, I don't like him either, but he's the lesser of the two evils, right? So hopefully he gets in there. But it's never happened before. I mean, you elect a guy like Mamdani. I think it's extremely dangerous, and it's something to watch. That's all I'm going to say about it, because I don't want to, you know, go any further on that one. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, right? I haven't seen, talking about Snap and all that, I haven't heard, now, other than just your normal everyday theft that occurs in stores and grocery stores, I haven't heard any news about big upticks in looting and such. I don't know. Let me know if y'all have heard, but I haven't been hearing about that. I think that that could change. I would not let your guard down. You go back into the stores. I know yesterday there was news that there was a contingency fund that the Trump administration was going to go into from the Department of Agriculture. The news coming out today is saying that, now, well, before I go there, this contingency fund was going to allow them to fund SNAP benefits for their recipients for just November. Came out today that this could take some time. So this is not like flipping a switch, right? This is going to take some time. It could take several weeks to 2 months to kick in and get benefits to these recipients just for November. The government shutdown continues to go on. Now, before I go into that a little more, again, I believe that the longer this goes on, the more you're going to start hearing and seeing theft. Whether is it going to get to a stage where it's just full-on looting and out of control, I don't know. But we could start seeing more isolated, more instances of people getting robbed when they go back, when they come out of the store, that in the parking lots, from the store to the vehicles. You know, hopefully not. But stay on guard. Don't let your guard down just because we're not hearing mass reports of it. Just be alert. Keep alert on that. I just think, like I said, I think the longer this goes on, the higher chance we're going to see a lot more of it. I really do. Regarding the shutdown, it just keeps going on, and it makes you wonder, you know, how deeply in trouble we are with spending and the government and financial, banking. It covers a lot of different areas. But I was watching a little thing. I think Mrs. Dog shared it with me, that a recent conversation between Elon Musk and Joe Rogan, and Musk was saying, this is going to keep going. It's the Democrats. This is really on the Democrats. They, you know, their big sticking point is they want benefits, healthcare benefits, the freebies to continue for the people, our newcomers, the people who are in the country illegally. Republicans are like, no. I mean, Trump, think about it. Let's just think about it. Piece it together. Trump cut it off at the pass. He put a stop to the border, at least the southern one, as far as the illegal immigration is concerned. So that's stopped. But there's millions upon millions of these folks in the country. If you stop, and the Democrats know this, if you stop the free stuff, if you stop the benefits on them, many will self-deport. there goes the voters. The Democrats want those folks in here. Keep giving them free stuff. Keep them here. It's a voting base. It's a voter base, and I agree with that. That's why they're desperately holding on, and they don't want to vote to end this. They could, but there goes their voter base, right? I think. Another angle to it is, and I mentioned it before, but Walmart and these big companies like this are going to put pressure on it to stop, because they're losing a lot of money as far as the SNAP benefits being dried up right now. They would lose, just in the month of November, Walmart could lose as much as $2 billion in revenue, y'all. Think about that. That just shows you how much they get and how much money they make on just the SNAP recipients shopping there. $2 billion, y'all. That's wild. That is so wild. But we'll see what happens. I mean, and Trump came out today and he said SNAP will not resume. SNAP will resume when the radical left Democrats open up the government again. I can't disagree with that. Not at all. So we have a situation, as I say. We have a situation here. Also it affects other things. I mean, we talked about this, military, air traffic. I mean, can you imagine Thanksgiving shopping, Thanksgiving travel season without air traffic controllers? Something's got to give, right? I mean, from what I hear, more and more air traffic controllers are laying out, they're calling out. I mean, they're not making money. They're not getting paid right now. I think you get it to the point to where airports have to close. Are they just partially open for a while? I mean, what a breakdown. I mean, think about it. I mentioned yesterday, are we seeing a crash in progress right before our eyes? And this is like it's like a breakdown of functioning as far as the federal government is concerned and what they control, especially. It's very interesting. I think it's very telling. Another thing that came out today as far as SNAP, this contingency fund, I think it was a press secretary said that the president has dipped into this contingency fund for this would be used for SNAP that we just mentioned yesterday. But she also said something else. She said this contingency fund, he didn't want to go into it because this is held for big emergencies, for disasters, for war. Thought that was interesting too. What is going on, y'all? Is the federal government just going to stay shut down for a while? I don't know. It's hard to say what will come next, But anyway, what can we control? We can only control our sphere, what is in our sphere of influence and our control, our families, our property, or our financial situation. Let's just continue to bear down, conserve where you can, watch every dollar you spend, just continue to do your preparations, your food preservations. I know we are at home. I've mentioned it before, we're not eating out near as much. We're preparing more food and preserving it and just trying to make things stretch a lot more. It's a lot cheaper. So look at all your preps. And like I said earlier, don't let your guard down. Let's keep that up. Keep self-protection ready to go. Not just at the grocery store. It could be a gas station. It could be church. It could be it can be just about anywhere you go out in public right now. Keep self-protection ready. On you, in your vehicle, at home. All right? I'm going to go do a passage, share your thoughts. We are in today, Matthew, back to the New Testament. We are in Matthew chapter 6. let's see, where am I? Yeah, Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. From the words of Jesus. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in or steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Amen. And that's something we all need to read at times. It really is. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, y'all. And it's the shiny new vehicle, that ring, that game system or whatever. It's temporary, y'all. It's temporary. It's gonna rust. It's gonna just break down, become a scrap heap. It's gonna get old and just wither away. It's gonna go away. But treasures in heaven are eternal. So while it's okay to have some of those earthly things, I believe, but we don't put it above him. He is the priority. Our faith is our priority. Storing up treasure in heaven is the priority, is the most important thing, because that's eternal. Eternal. That's what we need. That's what we want. We gotta, that's it. That's the main thing, right? Again, share your thoughts. Let's stay alert out there. Be safe. Stay close to Jesus. God bless you. I'll see you soon.